Do you miss DVD commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I've unfried the most scorned critic in all of YouTube. I'm here to do commentary tracks for the movies streaming, the movies we love, and sometimes those we love to hate, such as tonight's special little film from 2018, The Predator, not to be mistaken for the actual good Predator. This is Shane Black's, I guess, black comedy starring Jake Busey. But before we get started, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at CalderaLab.com. Do you want a mask that's, well, it's not quite as creepy as the Predators? Try the Deep Facial Mask. Use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. Okay, I've got my face hugger popcorn tin filled to the brim with generic Kroger brand yellow Kernel popcorn with the Himalayan salt that's pink and the Reese's Pieces, a lot of that butter. We're going to crack open an IBC root beer with that ASMR. Oh yes, so satisfying always, right? This is the way I have to watch a movie these days. You know, just in the lap of luxury here. I'm actually watching The Predator from 2018 on Xbox. I bought it on Xbox a while back. Didn't like it. And it's streaming on Hulu, but here I get 4K HDR, supposedly. So go ahead, queue up to 0000 over on Hulu if you want to watch along with me, and hit play now. Doom, 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 doom. Yes. It's never the same without the fox, right? You should still see the fox. They don't retroactively change that unless you're George Lucas. TSG. I forgot whose company that is, but from the minds. Okay, so the director of Night of the Creeps and the Monster Squad directed one of the worst directed scenes I've ever seen in the Monster Squad, but everybody loves the Monster Squad. Co-wrote this along with Shane Black, the writer of the original Predator and Lethal Weapon. Also, I guess Fred Decker, right, who I'm talking about, I think he did some uncredited work on maybe Lethal Weapon 4 and Demolition Man. Lethal Weapon 4, you can kind of see the convergence there with Shane Black, kind of makes sense. The Predator. Oh no! One of our flimsy satellites crashed. It crashed into one of our flimsy satellites, guys, and that's what's bringing down the Predator ship. This is a movie I heard so many bad things about, and I kind of actively avoided. I guess I'm going to have to look into credits or something if Alec Gillis worked on this one or not, because I think he worked on many of the previous ones, and there is some practical stuff in here, but there is like a, you know, obviously what we're seeing a lot of here isn't. They definitely did a 180 here compared to the lighting in AVPR. Yeah, I know we're out of sync here. I'm talking about this movie before I'm doing the other ones. Will I shoot the other commentary tracks and catch up and do this one appropriately? Haven't decided. So let me look here. Alec Gillis, IMDb. This is a year after Alien Covenant, which he was off the team of because they just wanted to do full-on CGI xenomorph. So The Predator, creature effects designer. Okay. Oh, okay, so as far as the full 180, this movie is overly bright in places. It's got a little bit of that Avenger syndrome to it where let's light it like a TV show. Whereas AVP Requiem No show would get greenlit looking the way it does, right? We got the Predator classic title font at the start. We hear familiar callback music, which I don't have an issue with. It relates something to a franchise, right? You expect to hear the James Bond theme in a James Bond movie. I have not watched this in 4K with the HDR before, so some things do kind of look nice. Like, you can tell HDR is working when you see an open flame. Boyd Holbrook, right? All right, so of course you got this guy. He's like, is he Navy SEAL? Yeah, Special Forces, whatever, okay? He's got a super hot wife, and they're going to have a kid that is a little bit on the downsy side, right? Because that's the way things work. Totally makes sense. Kid looks totally related to them. Predator ship has crashed the party. The Predator, sticking true to its hunter ethos, it's always in trophy making mode. Like, it got sidetracked in AVPR, and then here it's kind of like, well, I'm here, I need to go kill some stuff, right? If life is as tough to find as we think it is, do they have to keep coming back to Earth because that's where all the game is, or most of it? At one point, that might have been the concept, but once you kind of merge it with the engineers, all they're going on, the black goo, you kind of get the impression there could be a lot of life out there. Maybe at some point in the comics, they came up with something where they said, oh, well, the engineers, they also made the Predators as the game wardens, right? Oh, you don't want to look up in the tree. Something's gonna... Yep, see, it's got to go in trophy hunting mode. What caused this corpse to fall down all of a sudden, though? It's kind of like... I wanted to give you a jump scare. I didn't really think about how to do that. I think that along with several movies, this also falls prey to the gore effects coming across as unintentionally funny. It just really feels like anytime you bring CGI in and you make things unrealistic and you crank up the sound effects, like everything just gets funnier than it should be. What? I knocked him out? Yeah, I just said put this gauntlet on it, shot a disc out at him. Do we have a get to the chopper line in this? Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. This guy, is his name Sterling K. Brown? He was on I think there's a show, This Is Us. And because that was a thing people were talking about, we got to try to get him into some stuff. Here's a project you can shoot. Nicorette. Got to show you he's giving up the smoking, right? Mariachi music playing. Why? How do we tell people he's south of the border? I need to talk to somebody. I have a handgun. Dude found out how the active camo works. Yeah, send that to my house. My wife will know what to do. I don't need the American military getting their hands on this. No. Dude, just swallowed a active camo bead. I don't the anal bead of active camo, man. I think previously this kid, I think his name's Tremblay. He was in a movie that had where he had facial differences, as they called it. But the weirdest thing was that his parents were played by Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts. Like, Owen Wilson could get Julia Roberts. Come on now. And we're going to show him being bullied. Oh, he's so smart. He interferes with other kids' chess games. But he Rain Mans. He just can't communicate with the rest of us. He's on a whole different plane. Hungry for an Asperger. Oh, so the joke is he has Asperger. So, okay, all right. It sounded a little rapey. Okay. We got to show you a demonstration of this kid's powers. They knocked over all the chess pieces. I mean, this isn't the dumbest thing. It kind of gives you some characterization of how this kid operates. There is characterization in this, whereas AVPR, there isn't. Predators, they may or may not be accurately telling you their backstory, but you don't get to see them operate before the predator shows up to know their personalities. Loud noises. I may have to swap out this facehugger tin for what I was using or get something else. I'd like another metal tin, but they're not easy to come across, trust me. In the right shape that kernels won't fly out of my ear popper. The thing is, this will like just not quite hold a full serving. I end up with like 5 or 6 kernels on the ground. But there's not room to kind of shake it around, so I got all my butter at the top. Yep, kid lacks the people skills, tells the mailman his dad kills people. Olivia Munn, scientist, obviously. Former student that my grandmother was a lunch lady for in her high school, Putnam City West, I believe it was, in Oklahoma. '97, they got the year correct for when Predator 2 takes place. You're not going to mention '07? Huh? For AVP? R? I mean, that might be on the books for you. The government did nuke a town, right? Yvonne Strahovski, something like that. You know her from Chuck. She gets felt up by Adrian Brody from Predators in, I think it's called Manhattan Midnight. So we kind of cross-pollinated. Got to show you that this kid's being bullied, right? So that when he may or may not actually kill some bullies, that it feels justified. Oh, but it's kind of an accident. But they kind of had it coming, too. Always got to be concerned if somebody saw something they shouldn't have, right? Aliens, extraterrestrials, UFOs, what do they call them? AP? UAPs now, something like that. So they have like a squad of guys who may have seen extraterrestrials. Isn't that right? So like they have a squad full of these guys, but they're all nutty. Almost as if you become nutty by seeing one, having an encounter. I'm going to have to lop them in with that group. Cool. I needed a Halloween mask. One where the bullies won't see that it's me inside. Why, I'm sure this is designed for a human head. Especially a small boy. Trying to recall if this had a post-credit scene. I remember there being something, but I don't remember if it's post-credit or start of the credits, mid-credit, or what it is, but I guess we'll have to talk through it. Honestly, I guess we're doing this movie because it was like the shortest of what was left between Predators. I think this is shorter than Predators. It's shorter than Alien Covenant. Now I'm a little confused by this. Put him on the bus, get him with the others. Why are they on the bus? Why isn't he going to their barracks or location, a mental hospital, whatever it is? You can't tell me all these guys just saw an alien also and then they act weird. Thomas Jane does a pretty good Tourette's thing, and that is kind of funny. I think this movie leaned a little too far towards the comedy, and they tried to replicate the success of having personalities in the first Predator and distinct characters in Predator or Aliens, and so you end up going overboard here. Went for the Taliban, stayed for the opium. Yeah, hilarious. Jordan Peele's friend. Keegan Michael Key's ability to get work needs to be studied at a university level. See, what were all these guys doing at the same facility at the exact same time, waiting for one more guy to see the Predator so that he can be brought on the bus? Like, it's kind of weird, isn't it? All right, right. They didn't all see aliens, but they got shot a chief officer or something. Wait, CEO. I'm trying to remember. I'm XO, executive officer. What's CO? Commanding officer. Can't complain about using Alan Silvestri's score in a Predator film. Got to bring Olivia Munn in. Finest treatment for her, man. This is all an elaborate ruse to get Olivia Munn naked. Let's build the facility, wait until there's a Predator, and then finally when we have this like doctor grad student gal who specializes in aliens, wherever, we're going to have to tell her this is a completely clean facility and you have to strip down and be verified naked and all this stuff before you can go in. And that's the key reason why we did all of this. Now, despite the R rating, we will not see shit. Sean Keyes, Jake Busey, who used to play very much a frat type guy. He was in Starship Troopers. Hey, Alec Gillis made the alien goo stuff they were dissecting in Starship Troopers. And all right, anyway, a bit of a history thing here. Possibly the first time in which the son of an actor played the son of his dad's character in a sequel. Possibly. I think it's the case. I read that when this was coming out. We'll see here. We call them Predators, right? Because that was the title of the first movie. I mean, to the credit in Aliens, they didn't say it's. We just call it an alien. They had a term, right? Lady, this barrier is not tall enough to block Jake Busey's prying eyes. I mean, doesn't she kind of wish she'd shown off the goods more now after, the whole evasive breast cancer diagnosis? I mean, you got to see something in Magic Mike, and it didn't really live up to your expectations, and it was weird. she's kind of right here, but her delivery is very sassy. A predator kills to survive. You're describing like a bass sports fisherman kind of thing. Like, oh, we got to get that line in from Arnold. But we twisted it. It's beautiful, right? Like, does she seem like the nerdy, obsessed with extraterrestrial type to be thinking this thing's beautiful? Like, they're not giving off any neuroses, neurotic, whatever. Nerdrotic.com. Actually, the kid at the end of the Nerdrotic videos, it's always, or no, it's beginning. He says nerderotic.com. It's very weird. And they let that fly. All right, so have you guys looked at all of his toys? This one doesn't have a helmet, huh? Evaluated nearby, right? I don't believe anything too terrible happens to Jake Busey here, like as what happened with his dad, where he got cut in half, but his legs fell and the rest of him stayed. It's weird, but yeah, I think that's what happened to him. Was he the first victim of the disc? All these guys meet a horrible demise. Oh yeah, hilarious. Everybody laugh. I don't think people really laugh as easily in person during weird, awkward exchanges. Let's send another predator. By the way, I think the way in which the predator ship teleports in, I believe that is preserved in Prey. I think you see something like that. You can see the predator's got his dog over there. I believe that's the same type as we saw in Predators, where there was like a predator dog type creature. Cool, I got the thing turned on. It's communicating with the mothership. Let's meet our new friend, right? I believe that guy just said ghosting because that's what Bill Duke said to Carl Weathers. I think so. All right, what's the hairy eyeball? Should I know that one? How good is the Predator at air-to-air combat? I mean, we don't want anybody to notice us, but we have to make the trophies anyway, but Can't just neutralize these jets. The mandibles finally get some action, guys. It took long enough, right? Now, here's the thing about super strength and being like shackled down. You don't have the momentum to swing your strong arm. You're basically stuck. If you can't get going, you can't break out of it. So it should have stayed pinned down. But you'll make note of the CGI blood. Mm-hmm. What? I can't get out unless I get naked? This almost could be taken seriously and feel dramatic, but there's just something about the, like, just the shot composition and just slasher mentality about this that it doesn't feel scary. It feels cheesy. I'm sorry I had to say it. Oh, come on. It noticed you. It's waiting for you to get undressed. It can do the voice imitating without the mask. Casey shuddering. In brackets. Move the camera down. Pan down. No. Of course, Predator has to be kind of sexist. She poses no threat, woman. Had no problem killing a woman over there on the table. Was she holding a sharp object? So that counted as a weapon? I don't know. Where did they get those masks? Predators have a way of blowing themselves up and not leaving a lot of evidence. Okay, I've got an address. Not a real intimidating looking gun she's got there, is it? At best, is it some tranq dart stuff or a t-shirt cannon? Like Jake Busey, he's got a cut in him, but he's walking. He might be okay. Yeah, must every kill in this movie be unintentionally funny? Oh, it gets worse. Why are these guys on a bus to this place? Hey, we want to bring you into ID this thing and talk about it, but let's get all these other guys. This guy who shot his CO, bring him too for the hell of it. Where are they going to wait in the car? Dude, wait in the car. That is a stand-up special name right there. Let's start a fight so that we can bring the security guy to open this gate. Damn, he was going to fire. Oh yeah, let's get the gang together. Go hunt down the predator. Seem like real pros. I mean, shit. Dutch's crew had a hard enough time, right? What? Another ship? You guys coming to get me? Okay, she should not be able to keep pace with this. These guys are super crazy quick. It's weird how almost every animal's faster than a human. Super dedicated, whatever her job is. Yep. Also an action chick, right? Wing 'em. And then she shoots herself right in the keds. Nice. Hilarious. She has a numb foot. I got you. I'll catch you. It doesn't. Oh, there we go. Get to the chopper. Hey, to the credit of the Predator ship, it didn't fire until fired upon. Eliminate her? That's in the cards? She was a guest at the facility. She didn't break in, buddy. But we had Sterling there, right? He on the radio saying so. So we know he's bad, right? And it's not just because he had the Nicorette, right? Nicorette, right? It was a big thing for a while. Okay, so did the Predator just like finagle the dead hand into a thumbs up so that it can give the thumbs up? Like it even knew what that meant? Like it's so damn dumb. Between this and Covenant, really. Predators, you can kind of like some aspect about, but between this and Covenant, you what did it just bring them? Did it just bring them a dead dog? What was that? But yeah, they got the predator dogs out on the hunt. This goes towards the stupid comedy thing, but oh, it's a popcorn movie. Like they give you that excuse. Whereas Covenant is bad in a self-indulgent, pompous way. is she safe in there with him? What? They're soldiers. They're not into those girls that aren't awake. What? Now, in 2018, we haven't quite gotten to the point where every film had a weird agenda about it. So there are still ways to make a worse movie yet. But we still were making films where it was like, okay, IP, brain recognition, what can we do with this? Flesh out the universe. That was still very much a thought. At $160 million worldwide, at one point in time, that would sound like a pretty good score. That's more than the original film made. Damn sure it's more. Predator 2 might have been more than Predators. Possibly the highest grossing film in the franchise, which is maybe weird to think that we have a whole franchise makes less money than one Avengers movie, right? But feels very familiar, right? Like everybody knows what the Predator is. Here we are, guys. It is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Yep, she's really into the guns, but remember, she's a theoretical physicist, whatever, or something like that, right? Some kind of scientist, right? Why is she acting this way to the people who rescued her from her imminent demise at the hands of the crooked government? Oh, yeah, this is hilarious. Let's harp on it. Now, there are some things I do find amusing about this. Not this scene in particular. Okay, so she can't quickly diagnose this guy with Tourette's or anything. Olivia Munn, really the only gal to um, get somewhere from the geek grift sort of almost like what was she, co-host of like Attack the Show? So was that like a G4 TV, like the gaming network? I think it was something. I never actually watched a whole episode or any of that, but I've seen the gif of her eating the hot dog. But no one ever comes out of show host, to the geek crowd, whatever, to then be in the movies that would, you know, be right up the alley. But she kind of did it. Well, X-Men Apocalypse, that's about it. Is Boyd Holbrook here? Is he hoping that his son has figured out the mystery behind the Predator mask? All right, how did it get a view of this? From mounted on the wall, it could see all this? Or something like... Oh, no, this is different. This is their quick time movie of making the Super Predator. It's not the people doing anything. Okay. Oh, honey, you're home. Hold on, this is not your house anymore? Were they divorced? Or separated? Wait a minute, he didn't go out in the mask I bought him. And not a lot of effort here to elaborate on the costume, just gauntlet or bracer, whatever we're calling that, in the mask. The loonies. So I guess that's what we're calling this group, huh? We have to establish that everybody here is creepy, right? Is this Shane Black's follow-up to Iron Man 3, which was really damn bad? Yep, kind of does look like Whoopi Goldberg. Man, the guy who said that we're kind of moving targets, he looks so familiar. Had to have seen him in something lately. He's probably in a Game of Thrones sort of deal. Guess I gotta look this up. Alfie Allen. What have I seen him in lately? Oh, right, John Wick. Yeah, he was, wasn't he the son who had to have his Mustang? Okay, so he's in the Rangers. Hey, part of being the lousy husband, but a good soldier, like bit of a thing. It's like, oh, well, he's never home because he's out being a soldier. But if he's a lousy husband, shouldn't we also say, oh, yeah, he also sleeps around? So that's why he's a lousy husband, not because he's out saving the country. Is she acting like all of them smell funny? Like they haven't had access to a shower? I don't know if Thomas Jane's, it is kind of, I guess we're supposed to have a good laugh at it, you know, but can you laugh at the disabilities now? Syndromes, what afflictions, whatever it is. Is it spot on accurate? Because it seems like a lot of people could be faking the Tourette's and maybe going on Twitch and, you know, wearing spaghetti strap shirts and making popping sounds for attention. That could be a thing, right? At least you had to tape that mask on, right? Threat detected. Blow up scumbag. Explosion. That must be my kid. Now, at no point in previous Predator films did I ever feel like the mask had its own defense system, could launch its own bolts or whatever, you know, any of that stuff. It was always a cannon mounted on the shoulder, right? Now it's eating me up. We gotta look up what the different Predator weapons are called. What are its shoulder? I don't know. Plasma caster, right? Isn't that one of them? So what the hell's coming? Just it can just shoot anything out of the mask too now, like. Oh look, a nice friendly dog, and I have Asperger's. Screen rant. Every weapon the Yatwa use in the Predator movies ranked from worst to best. Well, pretty sinister deep hiss right there. Guys, our movie is about to get a lot worse. Now, I can kind of understand that when you have sequels, you got to up the ante. That it has to be in some category. It has to be more excitement than original. You know, whatever, all that came before. There tends to be an idea that you have to introduce new creatures. But what if you go the wrong direction with that? Well, we're about to see. The Predator dogs look huge, by the way. And they were quite bulletproof in Predators also, but they're ugly. Wow, that looks bad. Was this intended to be viewed in 3D? None of that looked like anybody was anywhere near one of these Predator dogs. That just looks so way off. And they had so much better composite effects in that time and day. It just none of that. The hell? Okay, so do we have another one of these dogs run? Like it was just kind of casually going down the street. They're just going to let that kill everybody in the neighborhood? Like, what are we doing? And he's making fun of his kid's haircut. Like, it can't be PC at all. Oh, I think we're about to lose this guy. I can't remember the order in which these guys die, but into the school. Those are always unlocked at night. I was naked and unarmed. It walked right past me. Hold on, lady. I'm going to need to hear that story again. Trilling. That's a sound effect. It just wants its toys back, guys. Oh, here we go. The really stupid super predator. I guess that's what we have to call it, right? Like, we had various species of them in predators, and now we're going with a scientifically augmented one. Just kind of recycling all the original Predator music is probably the best thing this movie does. Yeet. Oh, man, here we are. Giant CGI Predator. Tell me where it is. No, I don't like you. I'm not going home, Dad. You know, it's kind of like, why are these guys fighting about this? But what, over on Planet Predator, they have a political dispute, and like, what's happening? Oh, this guy's getting laid out. So how big's the Super Predator? It's kind of dinosaur-like size, right? Like maybe 12 feet tall, something like that. Like way up there. Oh, this guy's done. Oh, it can't run super fast or something? It doesn't want to catch up with you guys? Um, if you grew an exoskeleton under your skin, then that's not exo, lady. How about it had plate armor retract beneath its skin? Like, there could have been a better way to phrase that. Actually, did we see it with armor on? I'm trying to think here. Oh, 11 feet. A pretty decent guess. Yeah, so mom evidently doesn't trust the authorities. Like, you're not supposed to trust them. And, Sterling K. Brown, that's his name, right? He might come to your house and you're super expendable to him. Okay, so was the predator that was flying in that had the dogs with him? We couldn't tell that was the super predator seated, right? Was it? Or did that splinter off and it ejected like the super predator's pod? I don't know. I'm thinking these loonies have actually gotten more screen time than a good amount of Dutch's crew at this point, right? Had a little time for the father son touchy moment there, right? Bringing that music so you have the feels or something. It's a little too brief to really get anywhere. Oh no, they're trying to upgrade themselves. She's holding the beer like she's gonna tell you about her hot fantasy picks. Like, all right, so round one, I'm drafting Josh Allen. Like, he's on the spectrum. It's the next step in the evolutionary chain. He's just too advanced to communicate with us, guys. All right, so the space dog, we concussed it and now it doesn't know what to do. What is that? What's a helicopter, buddy? Yep, the space dog knows fetch, guys. It's universal. Got some more gum to chew, right? Thing one arrived in a hijacked spacecraft. You're talking about the 87 Predator wasn't arrived in a hijacked spacecraft. What? Let's incorporate the Twinkie shortage. So we're trying to explain something about possibilities with the Predator's motives. Oh, hey, it's coming to take over our country. It wants to splice together the DNA, or why isn't it a climate change issue? Our planet's getting hotter and that attracts them. They like the heat. Yvonne Strahovski, is that? I think I was getting her name wrong earlier, and I probably still am. Always found her teeth bothersome. Kind of got like the rabbit teeth thing happening. Oh, that's a bad way to go. And we made it funny too. Looks like stuff out of Mortal Kombat, right? Brutality. So the kid likes to draw maps of where the ship may have crashed. All right, so whose spaceship? Like, okay, so the Predator that got killed by the Super Predator, that's the spaceship we're looking for, right? Like, we're going to be on a race to that ship for why exactly? I mean, really, all you got to do, you got you got the Super Predator coming after you. That's kind of your threat. So not. Oh, back from playing fetch. Can you really get the government guys to like kill US civilians so easily? Like, yeah, part of the thing on the job description is sometimes you do executions. One spicy grenade, right? Movie grenades always so much more explosive. It's really more of a the frag gets you, not like a huge concussive blast. Fiery blast at that, right? Yeah, well, I guess we couldn't get a tripod or a steady cam in on that shot. It's just handheld, shaky as hell. I don't know why she's afraid of that. I mean, that's helped her out. I think that's the last we'll see out of the Predator dog. I've only seen this movie once before, and that was honestly enough. Yep, we have a helicopter from the news. Don't fully recall us having a scene of them acquiring that. Did I miss it? Was I looking away? Did a news chopper fly in and they pull a gun on them? Is this a pep talk? Definitely making an assumption here that dog aliens going through the ship, which there could be two ships, right? Like we had one that crash landed, I believe, and ejected the first predator, right? But then the super predator ship must have landed straight up, didn't it? Or did it drop him and take off? Oh wow, this kid's line reading is so good. Oh no, he's going to open it, but it's a trap. He's laying a trap for him, right? Remember, it makes sense because he has like this good memory. So he saw something when he was looking at the mask and it told him how to open it. Not the interior one would imagine. Not even similar to what we saw in Predator 2. Does it seem weird to you that the humans are on opposite sides? Like, this guy is just sort of, I have to be a dick to the kid and try, you know, hell, try to have Olivia Munn killed for the hell of it because that's something to happen. That'll raise tension. Hell, even the way we just executed that guy just looked bad. Get it, guys? It's kind of like when Dutch's crew killed all of the military dudes, right? Remember the cabinet minister always travels around outside the border? Oh, wait, you were after this paper. They were going to be across the border with this stuff. Oh, okay. So we've lost one of the loonies now. Okay, took a while. Actually, we see his arm off. Are we going to see like his dead body get thrown or something? I think something will happen. You know, confirmed dead. It's always got to be that way, right? Can the predator spot you if you're active cam mode? I mean, I would think that these bullets would have some effect, but what do I know? He's been genetically engineered to be bullet resistant in all ways. Hilarious. They're Jeep, guys. All those guys just got beheaded. Isn't that funny? This predator's like, I will look. I'm going to overlook so much just to get back on my ship here. Or is it not his ship and it's the other guy's ship? The first predator. Also, the guy that lost his arm there, you know, the douche from John Wick, I don't think we've seen him die for certain. Oh, this translator thing is cringe. I forgot about this. I almost feel like this should have been a more robotic, generic, non-human, but talking computer voice, and it would have actually been better than trying to convey what the predator would sound like if it spoke English. Is this the one that it thinks is the true warrior, the leader, or is it his son, right? Is a click a mile or a kilometer? And go 2 clicks. I'm trying to think here. Was the first Predator movie maybe the first time you heard the term clicks like that? Maybe. All right, so we've locked away the Predator dog, so it can live to fight another day. All these guys with helmets, what are they here for? Oh, I know, to die horribly. This guy's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. I get the shoulder mounted plasma caster. I need to look that up. The screen page wasn't opening. Oh wait, the dog got out. I just saw it run across. Why did we throw that? This is so damn stupid. Hey, throw that disc for the hell of it. Mandibles tearing the head off. In the behind the scenes footage, as you know, leading up to the movie, there were some scenes got out. There was like a predator was on a tank working in tandem with the humans, and people thought that was cringe. Now, if the predator that was hunting them had a change of heart, helped them out against the super predator, I don't see how that'd be any worse than what just happened. Really put Thomas Jane, Keegan Michael Key here as like they're the buddy duo, just about like they have some kind of history together. It's like exceedingly comedic relief, I guess, package. Faint warbling, huh? Yeah, now when it shoots the knife launcher thing, it explodes you totally. Just all of its arrays of weapons are just so much more devastating, right? Wow, the slow motion there just so blurry. What were we doing? Yeah, this thing can like blow up a house, but on a super predator, it's just kind of like knocks him back slightly. Like knocks him down. That's about it. What your armor, what tech, whatever you got, it's not that effective against flame, is it? And that is so stupid. Like I don't even. How do you explain that? She shouts the guy's name. The cannon turns and blasts him. Like I don't fully grasp that. Oh yeah, the intestines are coming out. It's not a good look for you, Key. All right, we can kind of bleed out together over here. I'm on the tree. Hurts a lot. We got to kill each other because kind of a love-hate relationship thing here. Hilarious. Yep. God, gee, the tone of this movie. It was all in vain because you just ended up with an extra crispy super predator. It's like, you're not the real warrior I was talking about. I'm looking for the true warrior, McKenna. You could have used your invisibility bead, kid. You didn't. I'm glad we have her to explain it to this guy. See, the MacGuffin of the film, guys. All right, so this is a different ship. There were two ships. So this is the Super Predator ship. And it's elsewhere, but nearby. And it took out the Predator from earlier in the movies, crash landed ship for the hell of it, because for cleanup, I guess. But it's kind of like here, and it's like, hey, wait a minute. There's an Asperger's kid. If only every other kid in the country wasn't claiming to have some kind of on the spectrum BS. I mean, like, so you come to the planet to kidnap the next step in the evolutionary chain, huh? This kid has nonverbal skills. We need him. This looks dumb too. Doesn't look like they're actually on the ship in the air. I do not believe in their abilities to hang on here, and it gets worse. I kind of get one of them making this jump and then dying from the fall. But then you got more guys chasing you onto the ship, like they thought that was a good idea. And in case you wondered how shields work, shields barrier, I don't think they'd be able to get underneath that. You gotta jump on top. Oh yeah, that looks convincing. Probably doesn't survive that fall, but worse, what's this guy standing on? Because like, there's no grippage, as Carl Pilkington would say. All right, I'm gonna make a sacrifice move, as if you could hang on to that at all, and it just seeing the death is part of the problem nowadays, right? We have the technology to make everybody turn CGI for their death scene, but it makes everything comical. It's better when you don't see the end result of a blow, a fall, or whatever. Lenient amount of shields around these ships. You ever get the impression like the Enterprise had 3 feet between it and the shield that it produced, or anything like that? You kind of think it's like right on top, or very close. That door, that panel fell away like it was pre-cut. Yeah, all told, a pretty nice landing considering one of the main engines went out. And amazingly, Olivia Munn is not far away. Like, she can get into this fight. Have you traveled through jungle before? It's not a walk down a path in the park. These guys have got to be like miles out. That roar right there, I think that was in the marketing mix. Like, be it the trailer or TV spot or something right there. And you kind of saw it, but you were probably supposed to be on the impression that that's just a normal predator, but you see it and you're like, why is it CGI? Yep, and she's basically there waiting for it. I don't know how, but a kid knew that would activate shields. I guess super observant as the super predator turned him on, maybe. Yeah, more jumps that are not going to be easy to land. Oh, all right. We blew him up good. You can tell we got him because of the CGI dust cloud. We got to ask, what are you? Oh, come on. Why bother asking? some trinket for every one of the loonies. There's the alien dog, and it didn't help in the fight. It didn't turn against its owner. It just... I think it's going to live with Olivia Munn's character now. Like, it won't leave her. So here's what I thought might have been like the post-credit scene. But instead, I believe we're doing this before the credits. So I don't think there's anything post-credit. For the hell of it, could this guy's last name have been Yutani so that we could do a little more of that tying things in? All right, so we've got our hands on a gift from the Predators. This gets a little more cringe than it probably should have been. So we've gone a long ways here in just saying that the Predator doesn't just hunt for sport. It's here to test and collect DNA or something. Like, So this almost kind of turns you into the Guyver. Like, I don't know. Here, we're going to give humanity a protective suit apparatus. Raises a lot of questions that are never really going to be explored further, because the through line on this has really been cut off. Like, almost like removed from canon in a way, right? Like, okay, so you wear the suit and it gives you Predator-like armaments. And I'm sure this Predator killer suit will be mentioned in the sequel that is never happening. Yeah. Well, what were your thoughts on the Predator? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, adios.